Well, hello there. I am back, and today we are going to take a look at an older video by Glitterandlazers. Today's video is titled, How I Found My Self-Worth Plus Gained Confidence. Wow. This was uploaded on June 22nd, 2016. Amazing. I share my body positive story about how I gained confidence and began to understand my own self-worth. I share the 3 simple things I focused on. I'm not an expert, but this is how I found a greater happiness in my life and wanted to share it all with you. I'm ready. Let's follow the rules and gain some confidence, people. Let's do it. All right, pushing play.
Hey everybody, I'm coming at you from my hotel in New York City. Travel alert!
Aha. The hair is lovely. The makeup looks okay. I believe we're wearing a tutu of some kind, and I can see some bra straps. Also, there's a mild tan upon her skin. The hotel does not look quite as bougie. I'm sure there's booze. It doesn't look quite as bougie as she normally does, so maybe this is in her poorer days. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I love a good budget hotel. I'd rather spend money on the tickets and the fun things, right? Theme park tickets, things to do. Not so much the hotel. But anyway, it's just got to be clean and safe. Okay, that was a long spiel for absolutely nothing. I'll hit play now.
And I just had some things on my mind the past couple days, and I wanted to kind of talk about them and get your opinions on them.
Okay.
So, I feel
In 2016, we were open to opinions. How times have changed, Anna.
like I'm often asked, how did I get my self-confidence? And I feel really challenged to answer this question because
In the past, she has told us that it's like a muscle. You have to work it every day. Is that what she's going to say here, too? I have a feeling that's going to be it.
it's not the same for everybody. We all have our own same struggles and issues and problems that we fight every day that keep us from being our best selves.
She has really pretty eyes with this makeup on. I will give her that. I've never noticed how blue they are. Maybe it's the makeup, maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. But they look very lovely in this video.
And I've been thinking about this the last couple days, about what advice I would give somebody, how I would tell them to find that self-worth. And I've also been thinking about the body positive movement and how I sit in the middle of that, and how that feels conflicting for me. On one hand, I love what the body positive movement is doing. It's uniting women in loving their bodies and progressing the perceptions of the community towards a healthier view of body types.
Yeah, but extra large, morbidly obese bodies are not by definition healthy. So, yeah. Also, let's start talking.
But on the other hand, I feel like it focuses the narrative around the body. Not that the
What?
body isn't an important part of the discussion. It's not the only part of the discussion. I feel
The body's a pretty important part of the discussion because if your body's not healthy, your mind is not healthy. And if you don't treat your body well, that's a sign of other things, right? Our body is a representation of how we treat ourselves, okay? Sometimes it is a representation of things that are outside of our control, but for most people, they are within our control, okay?
like there's a huge chunk of self-worth just kind of being ignored, and it bothers me. I have much more worth than my body. My entire valuation and who I am as a human being is not summed up in my body.
That is true. You are much more than just your body. You're a person, okay? But you are in that body. And so when people see you oot and a boot in the world and they see a super morbidly obese person, the automatic perception is, damn, what's wrong? Because it's not normal. It's not normal to be over 500 pounds. It's just not. Is it becoming more common? Yes. But it's not good and it's not normal. And when we lump in people who are just mildly overweight as trying to be positive about their bodies with people who are super morbidly obese and on the way to a quick exit, that's no. No, that's not how it works. No.
It is a factor in the things I am able to do. It is a factor at times in my health, and it is a factor into how I might self-identify. right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought you said that when you were fat, you could do anything you wanted. You could do whatever you wanted. You just had to be smart about it, especially when traveling. I thought we could do whatever we wanted when we were fat. What happened to that narrative?
I might call myself fat, or I may not, or I might call myself thin, whatever it might be.
You're going to call yourself thin? I don't know if I can agree to that. No.
That's kind of it. When it comes to self-worth, if entirely defined by body perception, is a very shallow self-worth. And when you have a shallow self-worth, think of a tree. A shallow tree with roots that are very narrow. When the wind comes, it just falls over.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for explaining what not having self-worth does to a person. But you can still have a ton of self-worth and love yourself and be like totally willing and able to like take care of yourself and do better things and do more and do whatever, be better, and still be fat, okay? It just means you're constantly trying, okay? You don't give up. When it becomes a problem is when you give up and then make excuses like the body positive movement does. I don't look at every person automatically and think, oh man, their life must totally suck. Like I said earlier, we see a 500 to 6-pound person out bopping around. Yeah, I might think that. But the average person who's just a little overweight or dare I say just chunky, I don't automatically assume, man, their life must suck. They must have zero self-worth. No. You're trying to put a label on it. I know there's context and there's like layers to this. Like, I totally get that someone can have a ton of self-worth and love themselves and think highly of themselves and still be like, damn, I wish I could lose a few pounds. But I do love myself. I'm fine. You know, I'm a good person. I'm a good parent. I'm responsible. I'm kind. I'm generous. You know, all these things. And still know that you could do better. There's room for both. Self-worth isn't based on a body like you're trying to say people say it is. But the fat acceptance movement, yeah, they do try to base it all on a body. And that's not going to work. It's not going to work because what if you get skinny and you still suck? What if you got skinny and your personality was still terrible? Oh my God, what do we do then? That sounds terrible.
But the trees that last and hold and can bear any storm are the trees with very deep roots. And that's what I think we're missing from this movement is the deep roots. So I thought about it a lot. And I think these are my 3 tips for growing deep roots. The first is acknowledge value in yourself beyond your body daily.
Yeah, but I think that most people do that. That's why I think a lot of people are okay with being morbidly obese or fat is because they're like, it's not that deep, right? Like, all right. A lot of people have accepted it and they just know they're still good people. I get what you're trying to say there, but like a lot of people just already do that. They know they're good people. They just could lose a few pounds or they just choose not to. This is what happens when you have a lot of free time to think about word salad and what words to put in it to try to label and control thinking. Just let people fucking be. And like, if they want to lose weight, encourage them. If they don't, you can still try to encourage them. But at the end of the day, people have free will. Now, does that mean I have to respect their decision? No, I should be able to say what I want. I should be able to walk up to someone and say, dude, let's not be so fat. And that person should be like, yeah, you're fucking ain't right. But people take things so seriously. I've had doctors give me a spiel multiple times about, hey, you could lose some weight. You're right. And here's what I've been doing to work on it. And then they say, oh, looks like you're trying. And, you know, what else is there anything else I can do to help you along your way? You know, no, I got it. That's how you handle that. You know, and then a year from now, when you go back again and you've lost, 10, 15, maybe you've maintained, hey, it hasn't gotten worse. And, hey, we're creeping down. Was that hard? Was that a difficult conversation for you to have? It's like people it's words. It's words. You can choose to be offended or not. You don't have to be. You don't have to automatically be offended. You can just, okay.
Find reasons that you are more than just skin and bones. You're a heart, you're a soul, your ideas, your thoughts.
Your heart pumps blood, and if you eat too many Big Macs, it's not going to pump blood for very long. So, anyway.
And your potential. Part 2.
Your potential gets cut short if you remain morbidly obese. Facts. Like, well, let's just say strongly scientifically backed, ideas. Very strongly scientifically backed.
Recognize who you are in your community, what your community is, and how you affect your community and how your community affects you.
But what if you're a 600-pound death fat who plays video games all night in their mom's basement, but still thinks they have a ton of self-worth and they're God's gift to man? What are you going to do then, Glitter? Are you going to make an internet video about them saying that they should not have self-worth? Because that's what we're up against here. You are trying to take opinions and make them fact. The body positivity section wants everyone to think like them. They want no room for criticism, no room for comment, no room for pushback. They want everyone to think that they are fine when we know they're not fine. It's called reality and delusion. So even what you're saying now, you're looking at only you. The words that you're saying, when you try to apply them in a big picture, they don't always work. Because your definition of having self-worth and being worthy, where's the bar? What's the bar of worth? Because there's a lot of people who are sitting in prison right now and still think that they've done nothing wrong. And they're good people. You know what I mean? Like, where's the bar? Who sets the bar? And why is it up to you to tell people about their self-worth? I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling, but my biggest beef with the body positivity community is it's two. That they are delusional, but they also want us to live in their delusion with them and accept it. No, thank you. I'll pass.
And 3, make decisions and choices that help magnify who you are in the best possible way. So that might be changing your eating, that might be changing your habits, it might be changing your exercise. Whatever those things are that make you feel more you, more happy, more healthy.
But what about these big girls who hate exercise and hate eating right and hate movement, all those things, and they mock or make fun of people who do those things? See that, again, the fat acceptance movement, there's no room for other things. It's this way or no way. So I know you say you sit in the middle of it, but there's no middle in body positivity. It's all like, accept our delusion, ignore science, or get out. So, what are we doing?
So that's how I found my self-worth and self-perception. And it's ever evolving, right? I'm always reminding myself of what I do well. I'm always reevaluating the community I sit in. And sometimes that reevaluation is, man, this community is not for me. I need to find a new one. And that's okay too.
You should have done that a long time ago, honey, because it still hasn't helped you yet.
And the third piece of trying to make healthier decisions, that's really where my focus is now. And there's a lot of joy in that if you allow yourself to progress organically to it. I know for a lot of you it seems like, oh, that seems like scary and hard, but it's not hard when you want to do it, right? When you get there and when you see these things that are going to add more joy to your life, you're like, whoa!
Yeah, but see, there's your problem, Anna, is the women in the body positivity and some men who are content with being fat fucks. They don't want to progress. They don't want to do better. They are finding joy in being fat fucks. So once again, your definition of self-worth and how to find it and how to achieve it does not work for everyone. And I know you said it's, for yourself. Everybody's different, whatever. But the people you're with, they don't want to hear this bullshit. They are happy being them. They are happy. Well, they pretend they're happy. And they want us to be happy for them. But then when the medical bills start rolling in and time, which is not on their side, starts ticking, we're supposed to feel bad? No. Go be big, fat, and fabulous. Go be fat. Do your fat. Do your fat thing. Leave us alone. Also, get your own health care. Don't be on with us. We're trying over here. You're not. Anyway, continue.
This is so cool. Why didn't I have this earlier? And the reality is you were struggling with other things. So when you get to that point, it's beautiful and it's magical and it's awesome.
But they don't want to get to that point. They don't want to get to that point. Also, there's a screenshot in there somewhere. Let's go back.
There's a lot of joy in that if you allow yourself to progress organically to it. I know for a lot of you it seems like, that seems like scary and hard, but it's not hard when you want to do it, right? When you get there and when you see these things that are going to add more joy to your life, you're like,
whoa, that's a good screenshot right there. Whoa. Okay, continue. Oh, that's even better. This is fun. Oh my god, look at all my self-worth. I'm fucking mean.
Oh, this is so cool. Why didn't I have this earlier? And the reality is you were struggling with other things. So when you get to that...
Well, I thought being fat was never a struggle, ma'am. Being the body positivity movement was never a struggle. Being fat's not a struggle. You told us that. You told us that until it became a struggle, right? So way back in 2016, she's talking about getting through the struggle to figure out that you want to better your life. But then fast forward to 2025, almost 2026, almost 10 years later, we're still struggling. We are still struggling. But we're so full of self-worth. We have so much self-worth. Well, you know, that could be true. She's trying, right? She's still struggling, which means she's still trying.
It's beautiful and it's magical and it's awesome.
Ah, yeah.
So that is my personal story. I don't know if it will help you. I hope it does. If you like what you heard, you can always subscribe and leave any comments, any questions you might have about how I went through this process. I'm happy to answer them. And
yeah, I'd like to know how this process has benefited you almost 10 years later. If you could do an update video, that would be lovely. Do you have a bigger apartment? Yep. Do you have more clothes? Yep. Do you have more friends? Maybe. I would also call them influencer connections. Do you have a bigger paycheck? Yes. But are you happier? I don't know. Not for me to judge. Also, are you healthier? Ooh, not for me to judge either, right? But I can speculate with my eyeballs. Anyway, that's it for this. I hope that you gained a mountain of self-worth while watching this, or you realize that, holy shit, I have some self-worth and I still try every day to just keep on keeping on and do better. And I don't need anyone to tell me about how to gain more self-worth because I have some. And if you don't have any, I am not the one to ask how to find it, okay? And I don't think Glitter is either. Leave that to the professionals. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, that reminds me of, what is it? Comparison is the thief of joy or whatever. Yeah, that's true. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to her. Remember that. Comparison is the thief of joy or whatever. It's a good quote. Anyway, have a good day. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.